All right, October 3rd recap. Very frustrating day. Pretty much just ended up getting a 3-point win. Pretty much break even, honestly, in my book. Was 1 point away from my target and it did not hit. Very, very, very frustrating. And so, coming into today, we were trading at all-time highs. There was PMI news coming in. And so I kind of had a bullish bias, right? I had this 3-hour demand zone marked here, and additionally, there were a couple of volume point of controls within this if you look at the 30-minute volume profile. So I had pretty high conviction in trading this location right here, this green box. And the problem is that we tagged that box in right before open in the pre-market session. So it did not get an entry, unfortunately. I just didn't have my depth of market up or anything like that. Nor, I don't know if there was any confirmation there, so it kind of just been a risk opening a position that close into the market open. But we did tag it in the pre-market, and then we rallied from it very clearly, right? And there was one opportunity to get long in here. It was a low volume node that formed. However, I just kind of hesitated on it, and I didn't take that trade. Now, once we broke past this previous intraday all-time high, which is the blue line that stems from yesterday's open, and it's the previous regular trading hour all-time high. We broke past it, and we kind of pulled back here. We did not break the opening print. Then we broke past it again, and at this point, as I was seeing this accumulation occur here for the next 30-45 minutes, I started to potentially think about taking an accumulation continuation playbook setup that I have, right? The idea was for price to tag this level again. I drew this green rectangle as we were consolidating, so this was not a pre-market determined rectangle. I drew it as we were consolidating, and the reason for that is just because this is the previous intraday all-time high, and so as long as we defend that, and as long as we defend the top of this consolidation, then we should be able to continue moving higher, right? This trade has a lot of context, right? We're at all-time highs. So that implies that any long trade is going to be higher probability than any short trade because no one can call a top. It's just very, very unlikely, right? And then the other thing is we have been in an uptrend, right? And there was a lot of selling that was accumulating in this region right here. And that's one of the conditions that I like to see in an accumulation continuation playbook setup, right? And I'm going to show you the volume that was occurring here, right? So this is just in the area right here. And this is the same box as I drew, the green box. And you can see there a tremendous amount of selling right there. That's failing, right? Even on the previous footprint bar. 1357 selling. And look at how much buying was here. 1649, 1361 buyers right there. Okay, play one more. So that's sort of when the impulsive move happened right there. I'll make this a little bit bigger. We tagged it, and we just immediately reclaimed back into the zone. So I pretty much got long right here. After we tagged this, we hit this rectangle that I drew, immediately reclaimed back into the accumulation zone, right there. I got long right here, and this was an hour-long trade, so I'm gonna play it, but it's gonna take a very, very long time to actually fulfill. And I was targeting 6801. That's all I was targeting, because it's quite reasonable that whenever price hits a key level psychological whole number like 6800 or something like that, that it would kind of shoot past it, like not necessarily just tick out at 6800 0.00, not a tick higher, but that's exactly what happened. Right? Lucky me. Literally 1 point away from my target, I could have made around, I don't know what, $600 or so, right? But instead, we tick out right there, and I'll play it. At the 68 flat, 6800 flat, and then we just, I just sit in there, that consolidation for hours on end, and I eventually get stopped out right here, back at right there. So 43 on the offer, right here at 6800, 1 tick away from my take profit, and we just never get that breakthrough. So I never sell this thing for the target that I want, and I'm gonna fast forward it very aggressively now. We eventually get a dump from here after like an hour of waiting. Yeah, whoa, holy shit, my bad. So very frustrating, 1 tick away. I'm not gonna complain about it anymore, but that was the recap. Do I think that I could have done better with the management? Not really, because here's the thing, like, it's just, I mean, it was unfortunate, but the way that I trade is like, I don't like cutting early, because I would have been very upset with myself if the market broke past the 6800s and I didn't get out at 6801. I mean, it looked like it was setting up for another accumulation continuation here for blast off. And I mean, my target wasn't unreasonable. It wasn't like I put a target here at the 805s or like somewhere vastly different, because it's uncharted territory, right? So I just asked for 1 more tick above. Was it worth it? No, of course not. It was not worth 1 point for waiting all of this. But even then, like, I mean, there was only 43 on the offer at 6,800, so it's, who knows if I would have gotten filled there or not. I mean, it would have had to have broken for me to be, for sure, can confidently say that I would have gotten filled at 6,800s. But, sometimes that happens. I let a 10-point profit go pretty much break even on me. So, I'm probably going to think about that the rest of the weekend and then get back to it on Monday.